Hello, and thank you so much for joining us for another edition of Good Deeds. It's brought to you by Just Serve. There are so many organizations in the Sacramento area that are making people's lives better and making this a stronger community. If you've been looking for ways to get involved and give back, go to justserve.org to connect and find a way to donate your time. Today, we are finding out more about the Women's Empowerment Center. Thank you, Lisa Culp, for joining us to talk about this organization and the work you do.
Thank you, Sheryl, for having me.
So on your website, you say that the Women's Empowerment Center is ending homelessness one woman and one child at a time. Can you explain how you're doing that?
Sure. So Women's Empowerment is dedicated to educating and empowering women who are experiencing homelessness, help them create a healthy life, and regain a home for themselves and for their children. So the first step is we have orientations 4 times a year for women who are experiencing homelessness in their shelter, in their car, outside, couch surfing, whatever it may be. They come to the orientation, they hear about the program, what the program offers, and what's expected of them. And so if they decide they want to apply, they interview with our team, and they begin this 9-week journey. And they commit to being here every day for those 9 weeks, from 9 o'clock in the morning until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We provide transportation assistance, whether that be bus passes or if they have a vehicle, gas cards. And we have on-site childcare in our Child Development Center, where we not only provide babysitting, but we actually partner with First Five so that these children can have developmental assessments, because children who are experiencing homelessness are 4 times more likely to experience developmental delays and emotional delays. And so by identifying those milestones that they might be missing early on, we've got these 9 weeks where we put together a play plan for each child. And the teachers and the volunteers who come in can work with that child on enhancing their gross motor skills, their small motor skills, their speech skills, whatever it happens to be that they're behind in. And while the children are learning over in childcare, just across the courtyard are their moms, and their moms are engaging in a multitude of classes, primarily taught by experts and volunteers in the community, on workforce development, how to get a job in different sectors, whether that's with the state or with, in trades or in healthcare or, all sorts of different industries. And they also are working on their own. We have classes on personal and professional empowerment. When women are experiencing homelessness, they talk about one of the most difficult pieces of it is the way they feel judged, without people even knowing their story, especially if they're a mother. Nobody wants to have their children outside. And by having volunteers come in who aren't judging them, who believe in their potential to change the circumstances of their lives, they begin to change. They begin to lift, that burden begins to lift from their shoulders. And so the personal and professional empowerment classes are taught, again, many by community members, others by our staff. And then we have an employment specialist who teaches and works on resumes. And we have resume workshops where a whole group of volunteers come in, and cover letter workshops, and then mock interview day, which is big. All of the women have their resume and their cover letter and their portfolio all put together, and then they go through individual interviews and panel interviews, again, from community volunteers, and then they get feedback, individual feedback, and then after they've done 3 or 4 interviews, they all get group feedback on areas that, seem to be common threads. And they leave that experience really feeling like, I can do this. Both through those classes and through their individual meetings with their social worker, with their employment specialist, with their housing specialist, and with their volunteer career mentor, the women really begin to see themselves in a different mirror, rather than seeing all that they can't do and all that they've failed at, they begin to see what they can do, what they have to contribute, how impressive they look on paper. I mean, Intel comes on Fridays and teaches computer competency, so that by the end of the 9 weeks, they have a certificate from Intel that they put in their portfolio, and they've learned to do Word and Excel and PowerPoint and all sorts of different programs. They actually do their vision board on PowerPoint. So it's no more cutting out pictures from magazines. They learn to do it in PowerPoint, and they have it, and they can keep it. And then that all culminates in graduation. And they invite friends, family, people at their shelter, whomever they, want to see them doing something that they're really proud of. And they get a chance for people to be proud of them and to feel that. And they don't know it, but their children all come and have flowers, and they bring those flowers up to their mothers after they've received their certificate from Women's Empowerment and the classes that they've gone through. We usually have one of the assembly members come, and they've been so generous and provide those proclamations of certificates of achievement. And when you have felt so isolated and alone and marginalized and worthless to the community, to be recognized by the state of California for your achievement is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a very big deal.
It
And it
is.
sounds like a very comprehensive program, rebuilding everything from their confidence and self-esteem to building new skills. What an amazing program. How can
Thank
we,
you.
as the community, best support what you're doing? Do you need volunteers?
We always need volunteers, and in every aspect of the program, whether that's rocking babies, playing with toddlers, and helping with those play plans, to teaching classes, mentoring the women. Every single woman is paired up with a volunteer career mentor. We also have volunteers that help us with our fundraising events. We'll have volunteers that we're getting ready to celebrate. This is the 100th cohort session, and each graduation is sponsored by a group or a community, and that can be a Rotary Club, a Seroptimus group, a church, whatever it happens to be. But what we're going to have in addition is, because we will have had 100 cohorts graduate in October, we will bring back as many of those graduates as we can connect with, and invite them to come celebrate with the other 2,000 women who have graduated as well.
Wow.
And that will be in October. So all of these events are events that we utilize volunteers for, that we need their expertise. And in September 19th, we have our gala. And it is our biggest fundraising event of the year. And it's going to be held at the Kimpton Sawyer this year, which is very fancy.
Very nice. Yes.
And yes, it's got a beautiful ballroom. It's got a lovely foyer where we'll have the silent auction and music, and then we'll have dinner. And oh my goodness, we did the tasting. It's amazing. And then there's the patio where they'll be dancing at the end of the gala. And you oversee the DOCO and the arena, and it's just all lit up and beautiful. And the event is so much fun because we invite 50 of our graduates from the last 2 years who want to come as ambassadors and who want to share their stories to whatever capacity people want to know. And they will be there, and they will be part of the community, which has been their goal from the beginning, is to feel like, to be able to define themselves by who they are and what they can contribute to the community, not by their lack of housing. That's not who they are. That's the circumstances of their lives.
Yeah. Well, I thank you for sharing this information with us, and thank you for this program. It sounds like you are transforming lives every single day. And what an exciting opportunity for us to be able to partner with you and volunteer. So we're going to get your info up on the screen here so people can visit your website to find out more. And thank you once again for being on Good Deeds.